The Complete History of XDGamingYT Anarchy. Chapter 1. The Age of Peace. In the beginning, XDGamingYT Anarchy was calm. For the first 4 weeks of the server's existence, players settled in peacefully. There were no official factions, no organized wars, and no real power structures. Everyone was simply surviving, building, and learning the world together. It was an age of quiet beginnings, but that calm would not last. Week 5. The first factions. By week 5, players began to group together. Out of this growing organization, 2 factions emerged that would define the server's early history. The first was Team Valkyria, founded by Walmart Ninja and Bad Scout. Opposing them was the last Templar, formed and led by Sky God. Very little is recorded from this era. Only a few screenshots remain, fragments of a past long forgotten. But even without records, their impact would echo across the server. Month 2, the Incursion. As the server entered its second month, player numbers surged. New players were joining by the hour. Team Valkyria realized that whoever controlled Spawn would control the future of the server. So they made a bold decision. They launched an incursion. An incursion is when a group takes control of Spawn for a prolonged period of time. Not just to fight, but to recruit, influence, and dominate new players as they join. Valkyria didn't build just one Spawn base. They built 2. From these bases, they recruited new players, pulling fresh arrivals into their ranks. But the last Templar soon caught wind of this strategy, and they were not happy. Rather than retreat, the Templars mirrored Valkyria's actions, recruiting anyone they could, friend or foe, to stand against them. The war for Spawn. And so, the war for control of Spawn began. Spawn was being griefed every second of every day. Explosions never stopped. Major battles erupted across Spawn and at key locations for both factions. Places like Wrath Outpost and the Food Temple became legendary battlegrounds. New players fell constantly. Bases were destroyed faster than they could be built. Entire strongholds vanished overnight. This war lasted nearly a full month. In the end, the occupation was a success for Team Valkyria. Through sheer strength, numbers, and relentless griefing, Valkyria crushed what remained of the last Templar. Even after their homes were reduced to rubble, Valkyria continued until nothing was left. The Templars barely managed to leave a scratch. And with that victory, the first chapter of XDGamingYT Anarchy came to an end. Chapter 2. New Beginnings. 4 years passed. The server was abandoned. The players who once shaped its history were gone. All except one. Years later, King Julian III returned to the server. Alongside a new player named Raph, he made a decision. XDGamingYT Anarchy would rise again. They formed a new faction, separate from the past and its failures. Its name was the Ascaria Empire. Unlike the factions before it, Ascaria's goal was different. They aimed to help new players instead of exploiting them. They built bases within Spawn to maintain consistent control. And they ruled through a structured hierarchy rather than pure chaos. The server entered a new era, one shaped not by destruction alone, but by order. The lesson learned from this video is simple. Power can be taken through force, but it can only last through purpose. The early factions ruled through domination. The new generation learned from the past and chose structure, guidance, and legacy. History repeats itself only when its lessons are ignored. As Jacksepticeye once said, "You're not ready yet," and neither was the server until it learned from its past.